I'm Kelly Siegel, and this is Harder Than Life, a podcast about self-love, self-awareness, business, and health. We tell outrageous stories and boil everything down to simple, practical advice you can start using today. Let's get living. Welcome back to the Harder Than Life podcast. Ryan Alford eventually will need no introduction. His meteoric easy for me to say, meteoric rise to stardom is proven from starting his company Radical just 5 years ago and growing it to a multi-million dollars of revenue. This Southern gentleman is not only handsome, but he is charismatic yet humble and a brilliant mind at marketing. I suggest you do a deep dive into his social media to get to know him. Ladies and gentlemen, the well-traveled, chiseled, bold, and brilliant Ryan Alford.
Kelly, might be the best introduction I've ever gotten. You
like
win.
I want to date you.
Thank you.
Just kidding. Ryan, my man, I'm so excited to have you on the show and share your success crusade with everyone. What's your story and why does your story matter? And specifically talk about this losing of $1 million. I think it was in the car business or something. I got to hear this.
Yeah, man. Oh, yeah. So, I mean, I'll
kick in
start
the
wherever you want. Humble beginnings in Easley, South Carolina. Some people like to say, yeah, I grew up in the middle class. Well, we say it wasn't old money. It wasn't new money. We called it no money. No money. My parents worked 2 jobs each. Everybody has that story, but mine's true. Grew up humble beginnings in Easley, South Carolina, born and raised in Greenville, which is now sort of one of the hottest cities on the planet, ironically, both figuratively and literally. Grew up with 2 parents that were entrepreneurs, and they gave us everything we needed, but not a lot of what we wanted. And learned that if I wanted to get what I want, I had to go earn it and make it. And I grew up, watching them, struggle, and eventually in my teenage years, my dad had a pretty good sales job. We definitely kind of have that story of the middle class, growth and those things. So I don't want to make it out too dramatic, but definitely if you come walk the old streets where I grew up, you wouldn't be too impressed, I don't think. But I played sports, taught me a lot with discipline. I had an entrepreneurial spirit, would always turn $2 into $10, and went to Clemson University after school. I had some scholarship offers in basketball, but I blew my ankle up in the playoffs my senior year. And so that dream kind of went away, but ended up going to Clemson. So graduated from Clemson and with a marketing degree. Was blessed to be one of those people that always knew what he wanted to do. Wanted to get into marketing and advertising, and went straight into the ad agency business right out of school, and spent 13 years at one ad agency. And it was really good. I ended up at the right place. Sometimes right place, right time, definitely in the right career. I was not the world's greatest ad agency account executive, but what I was creative, and I understood how the agency made money, and I built relationships really well. So that turned into 7 promotions over a 13-year period, and ended up working on some of the largest pieces of business in the world through directly or indirectly on the wireless side with Verizon Wireless. Kind of got in that inner circle. We got within their agency profile. We grew the account from when I started, it was a $3 million piece of business. When I left, it was $45 million annually in retainer. Wow. Those kind of retainers don't grow on trees in the ad agency business. There's about 4 in the world. But what it allowed was I ended up working with the NFL, Apple, Verizon, Motorola, Samsung, the who's who in wireless and technology, both directly and indirectly, over that 13-year period, and kind of got in the inner circle with the executives at Verizon and earned their trust, and then thus got in front of a lot of these other brands, and really helped usher in what I'd call the smartphone era. I worked on the first Apple iPhone launch, developed the Droid campaign for Motorola, the first phone that kicked Apple's ass in 2008. We sold like 50 million smartphones in a week until they bailed on the campaign. They pussed out. But I really got to cut my teeth at the right agency, and I was always I was a hybrid, like account guy, relationship guy, but also creative. And got at the right agency, worked with a lot of the right, large brands, and Kelly, you and I are old enough to remember when TV was the biggest thing and the only thing before social media. But a lot of probably the most recognizable TV campaigns of the last like 25 years, I probably was involved in, either directly, creatively, or strategically, especially as it related to technology, wireless, and smartphones. And then, left the agency in 2013 and proceeded to follow my passion. Yes, that's what we do, right? We go
wait, hold passion. On. We got to do the teaser. We got to do the teaser. Here comes the $1 million loss. I'm laughing with you, brother, not at you. Go ahead.
I know. So, I'm a brilliant marketer, at least in my own head. Some clients thought so. And I'm a great marketer, but you know what? I've always been a car guy. I made some money, moved back. I lived in Manhattan for 6 years, Madison Avenue, did all that stuff. Moved back to South Carolina, where I'm from.
I bet you cleaned up in Manhattan. You used to do that Southern charm.
It was okay. Life was good. On the 52nd floor with a 3,000 square foot flat and glass ceilings 12 feet high, it was okay. But moved back to South Carolina, car guy, got a little money in the bank. Like, okay. No, I'm not going to start my own ad agency. That'd make too much sense. I'm going to go into the car business. So 3 years later, halfway divorced, drunk every night, and $1 million out of the bank account, I proceeded to crash and burn that business over a 3-year period. And, I learned a lot of things, a lot of humility. And look, marketing can transcend and do a lot of things, but it can't make you overnight an operator in a field that you know nothing about in a very dirty business. Now that I know.
Was it car dealerships or what specifically in the car business?
I had the right idea. I was doing Carvana before Carvana. So we were doing on-demand purchasing direct from auction delivered to your door. So, and it was kind of that same notion of Carvana, because we had a trading component where, pretty much you get to pick your car and you're not kind of limited to the local dealership's lot, And so we do custom orders and ship them. The business itself, the idea was right. The execution, operation, and structure, everything else was wrong.
We got to dig into it. I'm picking up the party vibes. What were you doing? Because this is the Harder Than Life podcast. It's overcoming poverty, addiction, and violence. I'm sensing some fun addictions here. Talk about it, just because.
Well, I was addicted to the high of definitely like the business of cars. It's sexy. It was all luxury, high end stuff, and so the ups and downs in that definitely. The partying. It was more drinking with clients and going out and country clubbing and all that stuff. So that was part of it, and it certainly didn't help. But at the end of the day, the issue was I wasn't sticking to what I know. I wasn't sticking to what I was good at. I was trying to pivot too hard into something, following the gurus of passion. I guess I get on a soapbox about that because it hits my feed like everybody else's on social media, and I'm just like, no, you don't follow your passion, you follow your talent.
Yeah,
and
I can tell you
I went about 180 degrees from my talent.
Yeah, I graduated from college with a criminal justice degree, and I went straight into sales, and now I own an IT company. So it makes no rhyme or reason, but turns out one hell of a leader. I'm an end user. I don't know anything about IT other than I've taught myself. But if you have the right structure in place, and put brilliant people around you, you can do anything. Is it my passion? No, this podcasting, and I'm going to learn all about branding with you here shortly. And, we're going to have some fun together, man. You are a trip, man. We went. Are you still divorced, or will we get in trouble?
No, remarried, very happily remarried.
Okay, good, because I want to
So,
live.
yeah,
I
yeah,
come
you'll
down to
live.
Greenville. We're gonna blow the lid off the place. We're gonna have fun. So that leads me to
No,
my
we'll
next.
have fun.
That leads me to my next question. So you started an ad agency, Radical, in
Yep.
2018, and you've soared 5 years over $4 or $5 million. It's just that's a great freaking start, and I can
Yeah,
guarantee.
we're over 8 figures now in total revenue.
Nice. So that won't that doesn't suck, and that's actually a great story. 5 years and 8 figures. Bam. So
Yeah.
why does everyone need to be aware of their personal brand, even if they're not trying to be an influencer or have any interest in making money digitally? So I look at your brand and it's just fantastic. So I want to talk about that.
You know, what's interesting about personal branding is the word alone. I mean, we all, like, everybody that's kind of in and out of the industry cringes a little bit when they hear it. Personal branding, it's, like, everybody rolls their eyes a little bit. But the irony is it's not about you when you're personal branding. It's actually about everyone else. And here's what I mean. You're building a legacy. Do you want to look back? We have this rare opportunity now with social media and smartphones and all these devices and things to document what you know, what you believe, and what you're good at. And I firmly believe that whether you want to make $1 from it or not, I think most people want to leave a legacy. They want to know that they touched people, they had an impact on people, or that their kids, their wives, their family down the road have a record of their beliefs and what they did. And so it's really about building authority and trust, and leaving a legacy and a documentation of that I think 50, if like we put 10 people in a room and we had a time machine, we could advance forward, and the people that did and the people that don't, I think you would regret it if you don't document, if you don't leave that legacy. And it's not about, flexing in front of a Lambo. It's about really showing the side of yourself that may seem private, but could impact so many people.
I love that. I saw your post on that very recently, and I was like, this man is brilliant. I never thought of it like that. And it's funny, I have a buddy that works in a big ad agency in Chicago, fraternity brother of mine, and years ago, before I quit the naughty water, he said, buddy, I love you. You got to look at your brand. He's like, your brand is, you're drunk. And I was a successful drunk. And it was just that I was doing what you did. I'd be partying with customers, man. I was good at it. People loved me. And, the party would, happy hour, closing a deal would turn into all night, which would turn into all weekend, and yada, yada. So I was like, that's crazy talk. This is 10 years ago. I'm like, whatever. And then 4 years ago, I made the change, and I was like, oh, okay, I see what you're saying. My daughter's 13 or 14 now, and it says a lot about who you are and what your character is. And I told you that we just shot 50 videos, and there was some on my boat in Florida, and it's like, I feel weird, but it's who I am. Really, literally, I suggest, I said this in the intro, if you haven't seen Ryan's material, his content is beautiful and brilliant, and you get a real good, so far what I'm seeing is that's who he is, man. He's just genuine, authentic, down to earth guy. Go check out his socials. They'll be in the show notes, and he really is that person. And I tell you, you influenced me to include more of my
Kelly.
personal.
I mean, that means a lot coming from you. And so, but I want to say this, like, you get to set the table before you even have dinner. So here's what I mean. So you get to know, people get to know you, they get to like you, they get to see, and you don't have to look. I am the most unsocial social person I show about 20% of my life. Not because I'm hiding the other 80%. It's because I found the balance and a system for showing my real self and giving everyone a taste of who I am and what I do. But I don't show every moment. But what I do is people know me before they even meet me. And that opens so many doors of opportunity, whether that's $1 today or a person I get to meet tomorrow. it's just setting the table because look, someone's going to Google you or look you up or research you, no matter who you are, what you do, when you meet someone, when you come into contact with someone. And do you want someone else to control the narrative, or do you want to control it? And so I like to control the narrative, and I like to coach others to control it.
Well, I launched a book because if you Googled me back in the day, you'd pick up frickin' I got arrested for selling drugs at college. So I wrote the book and just told it all out there. It turns out I was really good at sales, right? I started very early. But no,
Yes.
what overcoming adversity is what I'm all about.
That in college myself, I think we all went off deep, it's like
I can only
whether good or bad, like as they say, everything in moderation, including moderation. I think Abe Lincoln said that, and I'm really good at moderating my moderation.
I am not. I go literally. It is 0 to 100. And I go at 150 miles an hour all the time. I love it, but my life is fantastic, and you'll see it in the videos.
I'm gonna fast too, but I can I don't know. I might be fooling myself, but I seem to find I get too far on the other end. I seem to be able to pull myself back. We'll see. Well,
you are so humble. I love it. I love it. You just said this, so I'm going to tee up this next question because you just teed it up. Tell me about your non-negotiables and how they influence your brand.
Yeah, I mean, look, I'm a father and a husband first. I've had a lot of fun in life. Took me a long time to meet the right person, but my wife, Nicole, is everyone and everything that I ever wanted in a partner. And we have 4 amazing boys. And, even my company now, I'm running or managing in some way 4 companies. And everyone in my company knows that Ryan, they know my schedule better than me. Okay. Thursday, Ryan picks up kids. Friday, Ryan picks up kids. Monday night's basketball practice. Tuesday night, and it doesn't matter when it is. They know when it is, and they know it's a non-negotiable, and they don't even have to ask me when they need to do something for their family. So it's not only for me, but it's the culture within our company that family comes first. And it will always, and I set that, it always amazes me. And I think the world's changed a bit the last couple of years, especially, COVID and all that shit. But if you set the expectation with your clients and anyone you work with that, look, you may be my client and I'm going to take care of you, but I'm at my son's baseball game right now. This can wait. And if you set that understanding, they'll have respect for you versus angst for you. And I think too many people just overwork themselves and overdo it. Like, oh, I got to be here. I got to do all this. Like, yeah, of course, we got to get shit done. But you got to have some boundaries. And I'm really good at setting boundaries within, the things that matter to me.
So I always say you teach people how to treat you. And it's absolutely true with customer. I used to be that way. When I started my company years and years ago, I worked 24/7, 365. Probably cost me my first marriage. I never took vacations. I was always working. Now it afforded some freedom, but it was hard.
If you take if I took one of those personality tests, I haven't taken one in a while. It's been a while, whatever the hell those things are. But one of my buddies took one, and we're very similar. And I think we'd probably come out the same. And his came out, so I'm using his score to proxy mine. So that's real scientific.
That's what you get from at a Clemson graduate.
Exactly. I was let me read this book. Osmosis. Yeah, okay, I got it. I read the back of it. So but in all seriousness, I do know this. Back to non-negotiables, like freedom for me is a non-negotiable. And what does that mean for me? Like my time. Time is our most valuable resources, and for me, I do not like my time being controlled. Like I like to have my own schedule. I worked for other people for 17 years, so it's not that I could and made them a lot of fucking money. But so it's not that I can't work for others, but I worked at a very entrepreneurial company who let me kind of took the rails off, said, "Run, son." Good for them, good for me. But I made my own schedule then. I had clients, did things my own way, but that schedule and freedom of time. And don't get me wrong, like it's not that I can't, have things put on my schedule, but I got to kind of control my time. That's when I'm happy. And I think too many people don't learn what truly makes them operate best and be happy. Because success and happiness, I think, are interchangeable. And you want to get the most out of me, then you need to not try to box me in.
So I get those two. There's going to be two questions that are those same things, but I'm going to go in order because we're flying all over the place. I got a separate question. So Nicole is who you have your 4 boys with, or is that from the
We're a
previous?
blended family.
Okay, so 2 and 2.
I had a 2-year-old and a 4-year-old son that I had joint custody with. She had a 2-year-old son when we met, so we were both divorced. So we brought 2 2-year-olds and a 4-year-old together, 3 sons, and then we had Nash together. So we have the his, hers, and ours. We're the modern Brady Bunch, but
That's
we
awesome.
have all 4 50% of the time, and then it's probably like a 50-50 split with the other 2. I mean, Nash, we don't ever send Nash anywhere. He has nowhere to go but stay with us. Maybe grandma.
I call those times when the kids go to the other parents, the parenting recharge, man. It's like, whoa. My daughter is, I mean, she's my whole world, but 14-year-old and the drama that goes on in the world, you'd be lucky.
I can't imagine girls. I don't even know. Like my wife.
How beautiful my daughter is. It's unbelievable. I want to get back to this because you're so successful, and we're going to get to the definition of that, but you're doing well, and I want to really understand Radical and what you're putting out in the world because the content's phenomenal. So you can't build a brand without positive daily habits and rituals. And so far I've heard this just total down to earth guy. Tell me, what's the first thing you do in the morning and the last thing you do before you go to bed?
Yeah. The first thing I do in the morning, I mean, we live in an amazing world. Like, I've got my phone turned off, but like, I mean, you can do so much here, right? So I get up, eat like a protein shake or something like that, knock out what I have to on my phone, but I'm at the gym 6 out of 7 days, and working out, first thing in the morning. I am working out in the morning. Now it's not 5 a.m. But I'm
big on me or something.
I'm not like a late sleeper, but like I might be in the gym between 7:30 and 8:30, I just don't, I'm going to get up, have my protein shake, do an hour's worth of work. And, my wife doesn't think it's work because my wife's a principal in a middle school.
That's such a crazy dichotomy.
Yeah. So, long story there, but,
no. It's a short story because she's got to be patient and understanding with you. Look how crazy you are. I love it. I love your energy.
We are like the polar, like bear opposites. Like, it's like, like in a way, but we're like the perfect match and fit. She doesn't think me in my underwear, drinking my protein shake, doing work on my smartphone is real work,
Does she believe the car and the gas in the car is real gas in the car?
She does. But when she has to, talk about the polar opposites of rigidity and non-rigidity. When you have to work at a school system, your schedule is so rigid because you can't go anywhere. She runs the school. She makes good money, but she can't go anywhere because she's got to run the asylum. But no, I go to the gym, man. And then the end of the day, I'm tucking kids in at bed and sometimes tucking my wife in because I do a lot of my best work at night. First thing in the morning and end of the night, I'm usually writing. And when I say writing, content, ideas, my flashes of brilliance seems to come at 7 a.m. and 11 p.m.
Wow, 11 p.m. I'm sawing logs. We're gonna get a little mushy with the next questions. What makes you get out of bed in the morning?
I've always been self-driven. It's one thing if I could teach it, we'd be rich, Kelly. I mean, I guess we kind of are, but like, really rich, like, like Elon Musk rich. I'm not that kind of rich, but I'm just self-driven, man. My clock's going. Like I want to tackle the next challenge the next day. It's always I hate to sound cliche when you get this kind of question, but like the journey is everything. I mean, but like it is, like I'm like on to the next thing. I have a very unique ability to know that the only thing that I get looking back is a sore neck, and I am just forward. like
I
at
love
all
that.
times.
Hold on a second. I haven't heard that. Only thing I would say it one more time.
The only thing I get looking backwards is a sore neck. So I'm
Wait,
always, getting out of bed is a motion forward, right? Everything in my life is forward. I'd be the world's worst reverse walker ever. Like I just I can't it's a good quality, but like people say, well, you got to reflect on your losses and all that. Well, fuck that. I don't reflect on my losses. I'm fucking looking forward to like what we got to do. I'm like the quickest rebounder on earth. Like no one has better pity parties than me when I have them. I have streamers, balloons, I have fucking clowns there, but you know what? It lasts for about 10 minutes. And then I'm like forward.
Dude, you're talking to a freaking locomotive, dude. I like my feet hit the ground. It's scorching earth, man. I'm coming, and hell is coming with me.
Yeah, and I mean,
how old are you?
45.
Oh, so you aren't that much younger than me. I love it. You look good, brother, man. Whatever you're doing, keep doing it, which is absolutely the two. I got teed up this next question. Define happiness for me. What's happiness look for you, brother?
I think it's back to what I said. Like it's this freedom that allows me to be the dad that I want to do, be the husband I want to be. Like controlling my time, and like that's happiness for me because I'm in control. Like, there's irony of like some people need like. I feel like I have a pretty damn good moral compass, like with, like, especially as I've gotten older. I mean, it comes with time and maturity,
Let's go.
Like 20 years ago, probably not. But I feel like I've, settled on a place where I like me. I like what I'm trying to do. And I'm trying to do the right things. I'm trying to be, but it starts with being in control and being able to make it happen. And I think, happiness is baked somewhere in the ability to continue to, I don't know, write my own narrative.
I like that. That's simple. And you live and learn, man. And so, if you're smart, you live and learn. I mean, what do they say? Smart people learn from their mistakes. Wise people learn from other people's mistakes. So I think you and I just learn from our own mistakes over and over and over again. I am stubborn.
I mean, I am stubborn, and I'll make the same tweak. I've made some of the same mistakes twice, but it's usually more my stubbornness of I don't make it the same way twice. I'm like, no, I'm fitting this damn round peg in this square hole. I don't care what anybody tells me. It's going in there. You know what I mean? Give me some lube. Give me a tube of lube. We're getting this round thing in this square hole. I don't care what.
See, you said that you've made this same mistake twice. I've made the same mistake 1,000 times if it's blonde and beautiful.
Well, I had those moments, but I've been more of a brunette guy. I've married 2 brunettes. I don't know. Maybe that was my only wise thing is to stay away from the blondes. Generally speaking,
blondes have more fun, man. I don't know.
I don't know about that. I think that's a misnomer.
So we talked a little bit about it. Define success for me then.
I think it's different for me or for anyone.
For you. It's all about you. We're trying to get my audience to know who you are because, boy, I think they could just look in the mirror and we could flip the screen right now. It's very similar.
Like
except you're definitely more handsome than me.
Oh, I don't know, Kelly. The I think I can do 2 things simultaneously and them both be what I view as success. And what do I mean by that? Like, I think I can make all the money I need to have all the freedom I need to do all that I want to do. And I can also impact people positively and not be fake and not be, unattainable. And success for me is impact on others and impact for myself and my own family. And I am trying to do both. And I think it can be done. Sometimes those things fight with one another because you're trying to be something to the world. And that like isn't real, but I'm carving a path of authenticity that I think will allow me to get and have and be everything I want while also enabling others to do the same thing.
Well, I'll be the first to tell you that I picked it up, and it's probably why I gravitated. It's probably why you gravitated back to me. You'll never find besides yourself a more genuine and authentic person. I try not to say anything to hurt anybody's feelings. Sometimes just saying what I do hurts people's feelings, and I'm sorry. You're probably not my person, and sorry, not sorry.
I have a say. A saying that I say is real recognizes real.
Well, game recognizes game, but I tell you, I live a structured life that there's just it would kill most people. I just go, and but I love my life. I love the journey. I love the process. You said I love it. I have freedom. I have peace, and I have clarity, and a lot of that comes from releasing expectations and just letting things happen. Which we're alpha males. And it's hard. So if you haven't done a lot of that, I would, my only advice to you is everything I'm hearing is I would get an assistant and let her run your schedule. Even though you like to run your own, I'm telling you, since I got one about a year ago. I don't run my schedule. She's fantastic. She tries to kill me certain days, but she knows that I figure out I got to be in two places at once, but it's usually something I'm passionate about. So if you haven't, give it a try.
Ironically, I have fought that. I have never, there are people making a hundredth of what I make that have a personal assistant, and I've never had one, but I am literally hiring one. The position is open.
I'm telling you right now, you'll love the freedom, because I was sitting down at the end of the year thinking, what do I hate doing? I literally hate to use the word hate, but I dislike very immensely answering emails. I want to pick up the phone. I want to talk. I want to have this kind of conversation. I run an IT company. I love to do this. I love mind sharing with you. So I don't want to be setting schedules and going through and now that we're doing this, it's hard to get a hold of people, so I let her do it. And I have an amazing assistant. She makes the world go around, and I trust her with my life, and it makes my life so much easier and allows me to do the things that I want to do. And it allows me to be more present for my daughter. So which you have to be really present with 4. That's a lot.
Yeah. But it's great, man. They're at fun ages, and, we play pig or horse, and I'm still at the point where I kick their ass, so it's still fun. But they're coming for me hard. I got them training with like a pro. They're all basketball players. I am training with like an NBA player's father, and who's awesome. Bobby McGowan's his son plays for the Charlotte Hornets, and Bryce McGowan's. He was their second round draft pick, and they're coming fast for me. I would say that.
Besides working out, what else do you do to keep yourself looking young and beautiful?
I don't know, man. If you watch me during the week, there's 2 things. I'm going to answer it in a different way, and then I'm going to answer it directly. Like, I like change. Like, I really embrace change better than most people. Like, I take no, like, a house, a car, whatever. Like, yes, I like them, but they have no sentimental value to me. A meal plan or this or that, I'll switch it like that, but generally speaking, I don't eat French fries, tacos that have, bad shit in it. Like, I eat generally okay, good and healthy. It doesn't mean I had pizza last night, but I don't worry about that shit. Like, I'm just gonna, but I kind of have a good like internal, like, I know, like, I'm 6'5", 265. So that may not show up on social media sometimes.
Are you?
But I'm a big, yeah.
Jesus. Dude, I'm so glad you told me that, because I'm freaking 5'9" and 220 pounds. I'm going to be like half your size. I'm like a tree trunk.
Yeah, man. So I'm a big dude. Like, I'm not a tall, skinny dude. I'm not fat, but I'm a big athlete dude. I'm like Ben Roethlisberger. If you ever he's the only guy, like literally, and I did a lot of work in the NFL, walked by NFL players, and I have and look kind of have that size. I should have played. I have one kidney. Long story. Anyway, couldn't play football. But Ben Roethlisberger's the only guy I've ever walked by and been like, damn, that's a big old country boy right there. Like he's like 6'5". He says 270. I think he's like 290. Like he's a big old country boy. I've been like, and then my wife's like, you look like him. I'm like, fuck. Like I'm just a big dude. Like, but I know and have a good barometer around like, okay, I've eaten too many shitty meals the last 3 days and I need to tighten it up. Yep. Like I would say that's kind of like my life encapsulated is I'll get off and look, don't get me wrong. I've gone way down the rails, needed help, done things. I mean, like, had those moments, but generally speaking, my life is self-guided to a way of, I know when, okay, Ryan, it's time to tighten that up, or let's go further here. This is working, and it's both with diet and fitness and business and other things, like I've got a regulation system, I feel like inside me that kind of rings.
Yeah. It's called a conscious, man. So you have self-awareness and self-discipline that's like no other, and you don't even have to think about it. So I like that. We're going to be friends for a while because I'm the same way. I know when I'm being incongruent. I know when I just made a stupid decision that doesn't align with me. I do it too much, but at least I give myself grace because I know at least I don't lie to myself and say, oh, that was a good decision. Staying up all night or out all night. And I don't drink and I still go out and party and I'm out all night. It's like,
yeah,
what did I gain? That was stupid.
I know. So, I have those moments too. Like I'll go,
You have this Vacay Vibes shirt on. If people are watching us on YouTube, it'll be on YouTube as well. They'll see, besides how handsome you are, the Vacay Vibes. And it's one of your products, one of your companies. Tell me about it.
Yeah. So it's just vacay. This is, we're just vibing a little bit with the extra word, but vacay, health and wellness, lifestyle brand. I'd call it alternative wellness because we do have CBD, Delta 8 products, but ours are all like the highest grade ingredients, third-party tested. And really, we're a lifestyle brand that also happens to sell wellness products that are the best. So we're going to have, we have merchandise, high-end handbags, like t-shirts, limited edition things, hoodies, all that. But then we have wellness products. And so we're really building a community around the notion that we live in a world that's way overstressed, way overworked, and we want to be synonymous with getting away. That's physically, mentally, everything, not getting high, not trying to go to the gas station and buy, a fake product that you don't know what's in it, that, is trying to act like it's marijuana when it's not. Our products happen to have cannabinoid ingredients in them, some of them, not all of them, because they have tremendous effect on people in a positive way. You want to take 6 glasses of wine to the head, or do you want to take half a gummy and relax and feel great the next day? And so, we're trying to really separate and above the fold in building a brand that separates from this ingredient category, and really owns and helps people get away in a positive and natural way.
So I have trouble sleeping. I don't know if you're like that at 45. I fall asleep, no problem. And I'm asleep for 4 hours and I wake up and I have to go to the bathroom. And then I have trouble going back to sleep. Yep. Would you recommend some CBD, or I don't take any cannabis. I don't use alcohol, and not because I have a problem. I just choose not to. I want to deal with whatever the hell it is, but doesn't mean I won't try every freaking natural over the counter anything.
Well, we have a sleep gummy.
There you go. Does it have CBD or does it have cannabis?
It does have CBD in it.
CBD,
but it's low dose. It's not. You're not gonna like. I know you and your company. We're not worried about a drug test or anything, but like, you're not gonna.
No. We failed that long ago. But where can you order it?
It's got a lot of other ingredients. It's got about 12 natural ingredients, and I'll send you some. You can try it.
Where do you order it from?
Say it again.
What's the website? How can
Yeah.
the audience order?
Takeavacay.com.
One more
Take a
time.
vacay.
Take
No
a
bad
vacay.
trips.
Make sure that's on the show notes as well.
Yeah.
So
Take a vacay. And that's VAYCAY. We will be having a press release announcing that vacay is officially spelled VAYCAY and not missing the Y in the middle.
well, what the hell's the branding there? What happened? It's misspelled.
No,
I get it.
yeah, no, we're owning it. That's how people say it. Vacay. So we spell it like you say it.
So
And yeah,
is this more of a passion? I mean, I know it's helping people, but is that more of your alignment with your pet? Because we started the thing off saying what I have to stay in what I know. What you know is branding and marketing, and then now here you are in the wellness. Walk me through that
yeah.
one.
Well, I have 3 other partners in this that have a background. So we brought together the dream team. We've got a guy, the specialist in laboratory testing and ingredients, a guy that was a product specialist in this field, an operations guy that knows all the ins and outs, and the best marketer on the planet.
There you go. There you go.
So,
That's sounds like a brother dream. You're right. Okay, I understand now.
so
I wouldn't
yes,
doubt you anymore.
yeah. So
So
we're going hard at this, and we got the right team.
awesome. Awesome. We'll help you promote that. It sounds like a really good product. I definitely want that sleep stuff. I want to try anything because
Yeah, man.
I really believe that if I can get 7 hours of sleep, oh God, help the world.
I'll be honest. And look, I don't know how to affect. I mean, like our products have the right dosages, not over medicated. It's not like everything else, like in this industry, they try to jam stuff in it because they're worried that people have to feel it hard. Like there's this perception of that. And many of these ingredients just need the right dosages to work, to do what they're supposed to. And so for me, I get about an hour more sleep a night taking this product than I
That's
did
all I
before.
need. I get about 6 hours. I need 7.
Yeah, you need
I
7.
part
7's
of
the
it is
key.
I
I
drink
can
coffee
operate on
like
6. I operate great on 6, but back to that self-regulation, and you sounds like you're the same way. Like I know, and I feel it in the morning too. Like I know I'm awake. I'm like, God, if I could get one more hour, this day would fucking kick ass.
I don't know how you get this. I don't know how you can go at 11 o'clock at night. Like if you try to ask me something after about 3:30, I might jumble. I have just enough energy for my daughter for a couple of hours, and I dedicate everything to her. I got her, and I usually go into the gym with her and let her work out and talk with her and ask about the day. But if I had to do a meeting and like somebody just wants me to invest in a company and they're like, hey, can we talk this afternoon? I'm like, okay, I guess. And there'll probably be a lot of yeses or whatever.
Yeah.
But
Well,
I woke up at
I'm more like I can just I get in a zone. Like everything's turned off. No one's bothering me, or not. No one's needing me. I shouldn't say bothering me. But kids are in bed. Nicole's asleep, and I get about an hour and a half of greatness, at least in my own mind, uh, of writing and like thinking about certain things. I don't know how great I would be on a conference call having to like really respond to 12 people or something, but like at least in my creative focus zone of like ideas, reflecting on, like, or thinking about, it's rarely like looking back. It's more like going, okay, next week. Okay. Like, thinking like, what do I got to get ahead of, or writing things. I'm still, I'm a practitioner, man. Like I have a team. I have a great content team. I mean, I couldn't, with all the content I put out, like like amazing team, but I'm still a practitioner, man. I'm still the best creative I know. Like my brain works that way. And so I write and come up with client taglines or, notions, or create, that's just how my mind works,
So I have one for
You
you.
hear
I
me
got a
now?
challenge. I got a challenge for you. I'm meeting with a TEDx coach after this, and
Yeah.
this is going to air really quickly because we want to make sure to pump up your event on May 10th and 11th. But I challenge you because TEDx, they want something to be regarding technology. That's what they like. It's technology, education, and I think it's design. So I said, hey, I want to do something about my book, Harder Than Life. I want to tell you about how I overcame. And he's like, yeah, you and everybody else come up with something more original. I was like, Okay. Like, way to dismiss my whole entire life, my book, my podcast, everything. But okay. I said, well, I own an IT company and everything I do, and everything I do for the podcast is going to charity. And he goes, now you're onto something. It's like, so come up with what you think based on my branding, what I should do a TEDx talk on. Not now, but we'll take it offline. I'm just
Yeah.
challenging
What's your,
that.
remind me the name of your book?
Harder Than Life.
Harder Than Life.
Overcoming Poverty, Addiction, and Violence. Dude, just I got to send you one. I'll send you. It's wild. So if you ever watched the movie 8 Mile, that's literally, I grew up off of 8 Mile, and I went to high school with Marshall Eminem.
Detroit guy.
Yeah, I'm a Detroit guy. I'm in Detroit. So, but I have a house in Florida. That's where you see me shooting all the videos. So you're like, Kelly, come.
Detroit, your pictures.
It's not as bad as it seems. Trust me, I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for my daughter. But man, I've done well here. I love Michigan. Not a big fan of the roads. Not a big fan of the traffic and some of the negativity. We drink a lot here, man. It was opening day yesterday for the Tigers, and woo, you come here and you're gonna leave with a hangover. So I quit drinking 4 years ago. My life changed. Just everything about it. And there's no good story. It's in the book. I just one day just said something's got to change. And I just got sick and tired of being sick and tired. I didn't beat my girlfriend. I didn't get a DUI. Just freaking cheers to a drag queen in Key West, Florida, and said, all right, I'm done with this. Put it down and never look back. And life changed dramatically. So if you had all the money
for you already. So
okay.
Giving What I Got, how Kelly Siegel, I got to think about that subline. It's like there's this interplay of the giving that you're doing with your podcast and all that. But there's the double entendre of giving what you got, because you're giving knowledge, but you're also giving money. And there's a subhead that goes there. Yeah, there's an interplay. I was
trying to think about, this since Chat GPT and artificial intelligence is such a big component of life. I was thinking about trying to do a double entendre about that. Like, if you don't do something with your life, these computers are going to take over.
Right. So who's the audience?
Downtown Detroit.
Okay.
But the TEDx talks, it'll be downtown Detroit, but the TEDx talks go viral and they put them on the site. And if you do them right, it's just something I've wanted to do for years. And really, truthfully, again, everything's going to charity from the Harder Than Life stuff. So I just want to create awareness so people realize I know what I'm talking about. This isn't something I'm on a whim. I read incessantly. I do all kinds of therapy. I am addicted to the advancement of my mind. I want to be a learn-it-all. I am definitely not a know-it-all, and I am just as stubborn as you, and I want to put that round peg in that square hole, and I'm going to jam it in there come hell or high water. So that's why we're going to hang out a lot. So I got a couple.
I'll write your your intro.
What I might do is I got to shoot a 2-minute video, and that's how you to do an application. So maybe I'll have you guys do that for me, and it'll mean the world to me. It's scary. I don't mind giving presentations. I don't mind getting in front, but just this, I don't know, the knowing that this is going to be shared all over the world is a little bit scary. So that means I got to do it. Are you like that too? I bet you are. If you get scared, you got to do it.
Well, yeah, if I get scary, I do it. But I'm also things that probably you would think scare me don't scare me, and then things that it's usually the opposite. Some shit that should scare people, that scare most people, don't scare me.
What am I thinking? Spiders or something?
I don't know. I could jump out of a plane, or I can write a check for $1 million, and that doesn't really scare me. But I don't know, maybe smaller things that probably are more trivial.
Hold on, tell me one. You got to tell us one thing.
I don't know. I'm trying to think of I think, at the end of the day, I'm scared to not live up to what I know I could be. I know every person has so much potential. So it's not just this, but this, you're interviewing Ryan Alford. I'm talking about myself. I don't always like to talk about myself, believe it or not, but it's but I know the potential I have inside of me, And the only thing that scares me is that I will go and think, you didn't do everything you could have done. Like you didn't, like you left something on the table. So
God,
that's, yeah, what scares me.
you're my brother from another mother, because I feel the same way. That's why give me those sleeping things and then watch me take off, because honestly, that's the only thing holding me. I have no fear. I like to think I'm smart, but at least the no fear will take over for my lack of brains. You get me an extra hours with the sleep, and I'm gonna do some remarkable things. And so let's wrap it. We're gonna rip through a couple of questions, just quick and easy ones. If you had all the money you needed in life but had to work, what would you be doing?
Oh, I'm doing it, man. It's
I knew that.
my greatest blessing is that I found exactly what I'm great at, and I'm marketing, advertising, and consumer behavior and understanding all that. Like I'm blessed that I found it early, and it's what I love and what I do well.
No more selling cars.
Fuck no.
Tell us something you believe in that almost nobody agrees with you on. If you say the world is flat, I'm going to hang up on you.
Oh, yeah, let's skip that one.
Okay. What reaction do you have what reaction do people have when you walk in a room?
I think I'm perceived as confident, potentially arrogant, and then they get to know me.
I'm so
because
glad
I'm a big dude, man. It took me a long time in life. Like I think it might have just been my wife told me like 10 years ago. She's like, not even 10 years ago. It's like, you're a big dude, you know that? I'm like, I guess I do know that, but like I've lived this way all my life, I don't know.
I was just gonna ask you, do you feel like you're the normal one and everybody else is small? Because that's how I feel. People are like, you're a big guy, and I'm not. You're way bigger than me. But I'm 220 pounds of chiseled freaking rock. And everyone's like, you're a big dude. I feel normal. Everyone else is small. This is my body. This is what I've had. I've been like this for 20 years plus. Do you get that feeling?
Yeah. But now I think I'm more self-aware of it because, I guess I am a head taller than almost every person in the grocery store line. Like
you're a head taller and about freaking 40 pounds wider than me. I can't wait to meet you, brother. I can't.
But like, it's funny though. Like you have to have self-awareness. And I think I felt like I had it, but then I was like, I don't know that I attributed that, what impact that has. Like when you walk in a room, like that people just assume things about you, and I'm kind of like, I never met, like I'm a introverted extrovert or extroverted introvert. I don't know, whichever reverse of those things. Like I've never met a stranger, but I'm also, unless I get, get introduced to you, I'm not like, I'm just go blah, 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 blah to anyone. I'm just gonna, take it as it comes. But when someone talks to me,
you don't have people look. I have strangers that walk up to me and introduce themselves. There's something told me I had to meet you. I was just at the opening day. People were walking up to me. Hey, I've seen your post. I've seen that. That's got to happen.
Oh yeah, that happens. It happened like at the grocery store.
I love that.
The GM general manager walked by, and he was a tall black guy that he looked familiar to me. So I was like, I think I played ball with that guy. I was like, and he walked up. He goes, Ryan. I'm like, I knew I did. He's like, dude, I fucking love your podcast. And I'm like, and he's like, yeah, and I watch all your stuff. And like, I just thought he was one of my old friends I'd played ball with that I just hadn't seen in 30 years. And I didn't know him from Adam. But he watched my show. So my kids were with me like, Dad's getting recognized. I get recognized at the airport.
My daughter says that to me. She's like, we've never gone anywhere in this country or other countries where you haven't known somebody or they haven't known you. It's like, I'm sorry. When you're a nice person, people remember you. I treat people well. When you are down, what can you think of to make you smile again?
My worst day is someone's best day. And I'm fully aware of that my worst day on this planet is a lot of people's best day. It's perspective.
I call it contrast. That's microphone drop material right there. Tell the listeners about we haven't even talked about your podcast. And I apologize. We're going to hit it up next. I can only imagine. I haven't listened, and I will, and I apologize. I will. Tell the listeners about the Radical Accelerator program.
Yeah, man. There's two things. We have an event on May 10th and 11th, and we figured out that like we don't have to have an event to do this. So we're doing, VIP personal brand accelerator where people look. I have a 6,000 square foot studio here. I have the podcast studio. We have the mecca for photography, interviews, everything you need to kind of jumpstart your authority building and personal branding. And so we're going to have the event where we bring a lot of people in. We're going to get them 6 months of content in 2 days. I'm going to teach them my playbook for building a personal brand and an 8-figure business, leveraging my podcast, my personal brand, and my agency. And then we're also going to do it where we don't have to set a date. Like we're going to literally open the calendar up and people can come in, whether it's June 2nd or May 19th. We're going to have 3 days a week opened up. People can come in and in one day, we're going to give them 6 months of content. We're going to have them as a guest on the Radcast. We're going to film it, shoot it. We're going to interview them. We're going to do photography, other situational things for talking about whatever their industry is, their business. And literally in a 1 day period, they're going to leave with 6 months worth of content. And so our team we'll have it all edited within like a week after they leave. So all back to them. So, the biggest issue with a lot of executives, a lot of people in doing this is I don't have enough time and I don't know what to do. Well, this knocks down both of those. 1 day, come in, we'll kickstart it, and then we'll give you the path to manage it going forward.
Now, this just isn't for influencers. This is for anybody that wants to build a personal brand for any industry.
Really, I think it probably skews towards, hey, I am really good at X. I'm a whether you're an entrepreneur and you own your own business or you work for someone else, you have a defined skill set and ability, and you're ready. You've either tried to kind of start to get out there with dabbling and sharing that knowledge, but haven't gone far, or you just haven't done it at all. And we're going to jumpstart your authority building and your personal branding, which, is legacy building.
You're so humble. I'm going to tell you, I just did all this. So I tried it on my own. It was a flop. I hired somebody and there was just a disconnect from the videographer to the search engine or to the social media person to do it. I ended up finding someone that did it all. And I met you right after. I wish I would have met you first. I would be the first person down there going, hey, what does something like that cost, Ryan? Do you want to share that?
1 day.
10 grand. Boom.
All in. And, and that's for the VIP or the event. Here's the kicker. If you come in and do the VIP alone, like 1 day, you come on the Radcast, which is a number 9 business and marketing podcast in the United States. We have over 200,000 downloads a month. You should be paying $10,000 just to be in that chair that's out of the screen right now to come on our show.
There goes the arrogant guy. No, I'm just kidding.
So, I've got the Wall of Fame over here, from Bruce Buffer to Marty Smith to Torek El Moussa, Brad Lee, Grant Cardone, the who's who on my Wall of Fame here in the studio. So we'll put your custom image right up next to it.
So it's the Radcast. Where do we find it?
Yeah, the radcast.com, baby. It's we got the patent and the trademark now. There's about to be some cease and desist. There's a few stragglers out there, and they're about to get it. But yeah,
let's go pay. I'll come there. No, I'm from Detroit. You're a big boy. I'm a little.
We'll deliver them in person.
I was with.
I have an envelope, and we don't. There's no stamp on here because we flew in on our private jet, just to hand you this.
Hi, we're here. Is Jeff here?
Yeah.
That would be.
How about you file your Notion right here while we're standing here?
Besides those two things, how can I personally support you, Ryan?
RyanAlford.com has all my content. I'm at Ryan Alford. I'm verified on TikTok, Instagram, anywhere I guess you can buy it on Instagram now. But, well, I've had it before you can buy it. on all the platforms. And so you can find me at that handle. And then it's, it's pronounced Alford, but it's one L, Ryan, Alford. So you look that up or you Google me. I think I own the first 4 pages of Google. So, but there is a kick-ass new golfer named Ryan Alford. I'm like,
I saw that.
Yeah,
That's funny. Is there anything I didn't ask that you feel compelled to share?
I don't think so, man. I'm very reachable, attainable. I answer almost all my DMs, either personally or my team points out stuff to me. Like you can get to me. So like I'm open book. I give away all my best advice for free, and I would be happy to, talk with any of your listeners or be a resource in any way I can.
I can personally vouch for that because I reached out to you and you immediately came right back, and you've got a friend in me. I stay on because when we're going to wrap it up here, but I want to stay on. I want to get your number, and
yeah,
we're going to do some business together, and I appreciate you very much. So I'm going to wrap up the episode. Each and every episode is sponsored by National Technology Management, the easiest and best IT company to do business with, delivering peace of mind with technology every day. Visit trustntm.com for more info. And until next week, be harder than life. Thank you for listening. Please rate and subscribe to Harder Than Life, and let's take this to the next level. Get connected at the links below.